Farming Simulator 22 is now 2 years old and 2023 is coming to an end. But we're looking to the future and how do you use autoload in 2024? If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. We're going to start today's video taking a look at bale auto loading. And as you can see, this trailer right here behind me looks really realistic and you absolutely can put stuff on there, but it's intended to be auto loaded. You just have to make sure you have the right configuration. And to show you what I mean, right here, the automatic bale loading. Normally this thing doesn't have it, but you turn it on right here, the ramps go away, and now it's going to auto load for you. And the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you put it into operating position. Up in the top left, you can see that it says operating position. You need to make sure that that now says transporting position, because whatever it says up there is the next thing it needs to do. So now it's operating position. All we have to do is pull next to all of our bales. They're going to automatically load on here. It's going to be good to go. We'll get the last one there. Full load of 42. Super quick, super easy. No more loading them one by one or picking them up and having the mechanical arms do it for you. Now, while I'm going to my next area that I'm going to drop these off, I actually need to make it say that it's going to be in the transporting position. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that button again. Now it says operating. So you can see that I'm not going to be able to unload these right now. Once you've got a good unload spot picked out, you need to go ahead and now unload your bales. So I'm going to go and do that right now. And now if I hold my R1 trigger, I can start moving these around if I use my right analog stick. So I can go up and down, I can go left and right. So that's really cool. But what if I want to like twist them? We'll hold both triggers, R1 and L1 at the same time, and then I can spin these. So I'm just going to go ahead and move these right over here. I'm just going to go ahead and put them right on the ground. Now after that, I need to make sure I reset again. There we go. Now my trailer is ready to go and it's ready to be put into operating position again. If I pull up next to these bales again, it's not automatically going to load because the feature is not turned on until I actually hit the operating. So another kind that you could have is one that's a little bit more realistic. And what I mean by that is it's still going to pick up the bales in the auto load fashion, but then on the unloading, it doesn't actually pick them up and move them over. You just kind of put them in place. So for this one, I've already got my trailer here in the operating position. I'm going to go ahead and go along, pick them all up. Now this one, you got to be a little bit closer than the other one, but it's still going to pick them all up. It may just take you a little bit longer if you've got to go back. So make sure you're getting pretty close to them. Once we get all of them here, then we are going to be good to go. And I will show you right now how to go ahead and unload. So I need to go to transporting position, and then I need to unload my bales. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go here. Now with this one, I need to unload the bales here again, but you saw that it kind of moved a little bit. What I have to do now is actually lower my tipper. So I'm going to do that. The two sides are going to come out. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and raise it back up now. And now I need to go stop unloading. And now it's ready to go again. Operating position. If I hit that, it's going to start picking the bales back up. Another form of bale auto load is a bed like you see right here behind me. This is a modular that you put on it to a truck. This one holds 18 bales and it does slide left and right so you can put it into position. It doesn't turn though, so just the left and right. There's also other ones that you can't do anything with. Once you unload it, it kind of just unloads it onto the trailer, but I'm not showing any of those off here because they're just pretty simple. It unloads it right there, then you're over top of a sell point and it sells, or you just pick them up with some other device. While we're looking at the modular beds, let's go and take a look at pallet auto load. Even though this says auto load, you have to be careful that you're paying attention to what's going on down here at the bottom. Now, this map does have some other items in production chains. We've got pumpkin pies, we've got apple pies, different things like that. This one doesn't do it. Now, it will do your popcorn and your ketchup, but that's about it on the extra stuff. The way you get it to work, all you have to do is activate your auto load. So if I am here and I back up next to my product, nothing is going to happen, just like with my bales. All right, so nothing is happening. All I got to do, activate my auto load, and then it should start going. I just kind of sometimes have to get next to it at an angle. It's kind of a little trick with some of these that you can't be straight on. If the pallets don't move, then sometimes you actually have to just give them a little bit of a nudge, and then it's going to be like, okay, yeah, there's something here. So I'll show you that really quick. Okay, it just went ahead and did it. So yeah, I didn't have to do that with this, but sometimes just kind of touch them a little bit, and then it will start picking them up. Once I've got all my product loaded up, I need to go and deactivate my auto load. That way it's not going to mess up anything if I drive next to something else. Because as you can see, I'm only at 2% right now. And every once in a while, there's a chance that if I drive next to something else, it's going to automatically replace this with that. And then I'd lose every bit of this and I wouldn't be able to get it back. So make sure you deactivate after you get done loading everything up. Now what I need to do is go ahead and just unload all of my product. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Boom. As you can see, it's back there on the back. It went 9 rows across, so I have 1,000 more. If I hit it again, it's going to tell me not enough space to unload. So I just need to go ahead and pull a little bit farther forward, and then I try it, and boom, there we go. Another way I can unload the product is just take it over to a sell point. So all I have to do now is just drive over top of my sell point. I should get a message right here that says, do you want to unload? Yep, absolutely. Go ahead and do that. And it's just like anything else. Another type that you have is just a regular vehicle. So as you can see, the Jeep right here, all we have to do is pull up next to it and it's not going to start doing anything. So what I got to do is actually open up the back, and then I just have to kind of angle it over towards it. And then it should start picking everything up. So as you can see, it's going, back up, and it's going to be good. So if you just keep this kind of right by your spawn point, then it's just going to keep autofilling and autofilling and autofilling and autofilling. Same thing applies to this one. Go ahead and make sure you close it whenever you're done. Now we want to unload it. All right, there we go. Simple. You don't have to open it up to unload. There are some other mods in the mod hub that say they are auto load, but they're almost more like a bulk fill. Like the one right here behind me, you have to actually take it over to the shop every time you want to load in a different type of product. And there's actually one for pallets and one for big bags. So it's not really the best for a true auto load. It's honestly, like I said, more of like a fill type, bulk type thing. So it's not super easy to use, and I tend to stay away from these. Console players on 4 fields map. You're looking for a way to get through your fields a lot quicker because they're so massive. I've got 2 mods that you need to download to go 125 miles an hour while mowing. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. The first mod you're going to need is the tool height control for headers. This is by DD Mod Passion and was last updated on October 19th, 2023. Easiest way to find exactly what you're looking for, come down here to your mods and DLCs down at the bottom, go to tool height control for headers mod right here, then go all the way across until you find the forage headers. Now these are mowers, all right, not the ones for your chaff, but these are mower headers. So you got the Direct Disc 500, the Spartan 610, and the X Disc 620. The 620 here is the widest one. I highly recommend using this one right here. If you want to use one of the other ones because that fits your gameplay a little bit more, you're not losing a lot. I mean, this one is 5 meters, 6.2. You're going to get through the field faster. And the second mod you're going to need is the Lizard Colossus Harvesters Pack, more specifically, the 6,000 Forage Harvester right here. To find this one, go down to your vehicles, over to Forage Harvesters, then you're going to go across until you find the Lizard Colossus Harvester right here, the 6,000. Now, in here, there's a couple things you need to do, all right? If you want to go super fast, like 125 miles an hour, you need to come across here to your Colossus 6,000, 3,000 HP. That's going to give you 125 miles an hour. And one thing, you want a lot of grip whenever you're doing this. You want to make sure you change your wheel brand over to BKT, and then get you some good tires, right? We're running quads. I mean, the twin setup is really nice too. BKT tires are the most grippy tire that you're going to have. I highly recommend getting some really, really good tires on this thing. Everything else, just customize it the way that you want. That's the most important part. Maybe your pipe right here, go ahead and get that as a long pipe as well. You can see the difference right here. It increases it quite a bit. Going to let you to get back farther into some trailers or farther away in those trailers. You're also going to need to get you your favorite trailer and a dolly if needed. I mean, just whatever setup you want to use here, but I highly recommend a really, really big capacity on this because it's going to fill up fast because you're going super fast. Once you've bought everything, you need to put it all together. Go ahead and unfold your pipe first. Just go ahead and get that done. That way it's not going to be interacting with anything else. Now, this thing is a little bit tricky, all right? It's got a lot of torque to it. So you want to make sure that you're hooking everything up. Now, all you're going to do is just pull up right here to the front of this and just attach it just like you normally would any other header on the front of your forage harvester. But like I said, this one is for grass. Now go ahead, lower it down, turn it on, and go ahead and just hit cruise. All right, just hit cruise. You're going to be able to start rocking here. Now you can see that we are already at 50 plus miles an hour, and we're not going to be slowing down anytime soon. One thing about this though, be careful that your fields are pretty smooth. We got this one going 76, 77 miles an hour. We're going to be running out of area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start turning here Just a nice gentle curve. You can see that we're still picking up speed 92, 93, 95 miles an hour, guys. We're still rocking. Now we should be going back straight the other way towards the other side. I mean, absolutely insane. 103, 105, 110 miles an hour now. Gonna go ahead and make this nice gentle curve here. Get a little bit of sideways going on. And if I keep making this really nice gentle curve, this thing should be able to get us up there. Now, I said 125 miles an hour. We may not actually be able to get 125. We may only be able to get 110. Let's give it a good go. Now, if you've got a big, massive field that's all the way across the entire map, I don't think you're going to have any doubt getting this thing up to 125. But 110, definitely easy. Now, one word of caution. I'm not sure why, but the worker is only going 6 miles an hour with this. I tried it in both positions here. So if I stop the worker, right, I can actually raise this up and hire the worker again. And then, it's going to go 6 miles an hour, but it's in the raise position. It's still doing its thing, right? Because you don't have to have these lowered down to the ground, but it's still not going over 6. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. But I mean, you want to do the work yourself? Absolutely. I mean, just leave it right there. Just go to town and it's going to do it, right? 100 plus miles an hour. Oh, it's insane, guys. Absolutely insane. Now, I know it's a little bit more narrow, but you're able to get through the fields like twice as fast, right? Baling can be a very tedious job here in Farming Simulator 22. In today's video, I'm going to give you my top 3 reasons why the quick bale is the only mod you're going to need to use in 24. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and yes, the quick bale by Mark Thor is the only baler that you're going to need here in 2024, whenever you're playing at Farming Simulator 22. Here's reason number 1. Mark has actually gone in and edited the volume to be 50,000 liters on these bales. Oh, and another really interesting thing about this, check it out. They're liftable. I can pick them up and move them around. Guys, they only weigh 100 kilograms. So not only has he included the increased capacities, but he has also made them liftable. Now, we do have other increased capacity balers available on ModHub, but unfortunately, you have to use very specific trailers to collect these. But that's not the case with these increased capacity bales from the quick bale. And don't think this is some fancy collector. No, this is regular base game right here, the RBM 2000. And as you can see, these bales are 50,000 liters. Reason number 2 why the quick bale is the only baler you're going to need is because the fermenting of these silage bales takes a lot less time. It's like literally less than a day. As you can see right here, this one is at 0%. So is this one. This one came out of the base game fed Rotana 160. So both of them are at 0%. I'm going to go and increase my time, and we're going to see how long it takes. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100%. It is ready to go. Let's turn off our time here. You can see it says it's silage now. This one, 21%, y'all. It's 5 times faster. Yeah, it's evening now. It's like 6:38. It was just a little bit before 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock whenever we started this. But if I could do that in the same day and I don't have to wait 48 hours anymore, ooh, that's big. And reason number 3 is you're going to be able to go 27 miles an hour while harvesting and baling at the same time. One mod you are going to need is the Snuffle Stuck right here. Super easy mod. You hook it up there. You hook it up there. It's going to let your PTO go. You're going to be able to bale while this thing is putting the straw on the ground. You got to make sure you got a Colossus or some other harvester that's fast enough to keep up with this bad boy. 27 miles an hour. Now, it's going to start off a little bit slow until it kind of catches up, but then here you go. You're not going to have any problem at all. And 27 is a really good speed. You're not going to be missing any crop or anything like that. It's just going to go, go, go. And if you've got this thing set on 50,000 liter bales, well, you're going to be able to make a lot less bales and spend a lot less time collecting as well. So it's a win, win, win. I mean, super easy. Flip back around. Come right here. I mean, the thing has a super wide pickup on it. So even if you are off a little bit, you're not going to be missing any of that crop and that straw, and you are good to go. Like, seriously, we haven't even made one bale yet. And I've already got 11,000 liters of product here in the hopper. There it goes. There is the first bale being made right now at almost 13,000 liters of product. And yes, it is worker friendly as well. They're going to be able to flip around here, come back the other way. You're not going to have any problem at all. To make it a little bit easier on them, you might want to do just a little bit of a headland, but I've not encountered any problems at all using this setup right here. And they are just going to start flying 27 miles an hour. This harvester goes 125. Unfortunately, the baler can't do any more than that. It's not able to pick up the material fast enough. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today I've got a workaround for this message right here. There are too many bales. Please sell some first. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Now, there's absolutely no way of getting around this 200 bale limit when you're making silage bales and you're wrapping them and then putting them into storage. Yeah, you could put them into storage, but don't put all 200 in there because then you will not be able to get any out. You're going to have to sell the building, and then you're going to cry because you've got to do it all again. So don't do that first. Second, you're going to need to get some mods. Now, these things look like regular bales, but they are not. You're going to be able to get 9 times the capacity. That's how you're going to be able to get around this. So if you could normally do like a 10-hectare field, well, now you're going to be able to do a 90-hectare field because these things right here are going to compact it a lot tighter. They're going to give you bigger bales. And yes, they are going to go into your storage as well. First one we're going to look at here today is the selectable bale capacity. Whenever you take a look at these mods, you're going to notice there in the blue section right above the price, it's going to say SBC, or underneath the price, selectable bale capacity. When we take a look at all the balers, you've got a ton of different options here. Everything from your Massey Ferguson to your Pottingers, all the way up through your quick bale right here, or the fast bale, all the way through your big in-aligned ones that you then have to wrap yourself. If you want to take a look at the ones that are going to do the wrapping for you, this one right here, the fast bale, is a really good option. It is going to be a little bit faster at 13 miles an hour, but it's not going to make the largest bales for you. As you can see right here, it says 139 is the largest that you can make, and that's because it's looking at the 9 times capacity. We come over here and look at the Fendt. Well, it's a 159, but the absolute biggest that you can make is a 189. So this one right here, it's faster, but your bales aren't as big, so you may not want to use it. And that's where the Fendt comes back into play because it's 13 miles an hour as well. But you do have to stop every time that you want to actually unload it. It's not like the automatic unloading. Or you could come over here and take a look at your inline ones. They're able to go 13 miles an hour as well. You do not have to stop with these, but you're then going to have to use a wrapper. This guy right here, you're going to have to come back and then wrap them. Yes, it will do it. This little one right here, it won't do it at all. It's only for the round. This one here is for the squares, and it will absolutely do it. That's 2 passes in once. What if you only want to do 1? You need to get the ultimate mowing and baling pack right here. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is you've got some mowers right here. You're going to be able to get a mower on the front and the back, or you could put them both on the front. I've shown that off in a video before. And then you come over here and you grab your baler. Now, this is the extra capacity. All right. Now, these are in line. Tons of color options on these, but the most important part is the rear hitch right here. You want to go ahead and get this right here. Now, go ahead and get it with a 3-point. That way you can go ahead and attach your wrapper right here directly coming out of it. It's going to go straight into this. Go ahead and grab 2 of these and brought them out to the field. As you can see, I've got the LB436 right here and the wrapper right there. You can see this is how that 3-point attacher actually connects to that right there. Once you get out of the field, you need to go ahead and unfold everything. So go ahead and hit your L1 and your X to go ahead and do that. Toggle back to the back one and go ahead and unfold it as well. Now you need to go back up to your baler and actually lower it down. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. As you can see, we are cruising along here at 15 miles an hour. It went ahead and started wrapping the first bale right there. I've got the second bale coming out as well. And these first 2, I went ahead and left them at the smaller capacity. All right. They are much, much smaller. Whenever I get the third capacity, I'm going to show you guys how much more volume you're going to be able to get in that. As you can see right here, it's only at 30% and we're just barely at 18,000 liters. The regular base game size bale is 6,500 liters compared to 58,500. Now, unfortunately, not all of your auto loads are going to be able to support picking up these bales. Unfortunately, the modders have added a couple auto load trailers here. As you can see, for the selectable bale capacity pack, the first one that we looked at, here is an auto load platform trailer, 28 bales. This one right here is your rectangles only. It's going to be 14. You've also got the Anderson right here for your circle bales, and that's going to be 24. Well, here on the Ultimate Mowing and Baling Pack, you've got the Akuzen, which is going to be 14 rectangular bales. And don't worry, these things are going to go into your storage just fine. As you can see there, I've got one square bale. It's grass, 58,500 liters. Now, if you do the math on that, for this regular base game storage shed right here, holds 250 bales. If you multiply that by 58,500, which is the size of that bale, that's 14.6 million liters of silage you could put just in this one right here. Console players, I know it's not exactly a bale limit hack, but you are able to put a ton of silage into those storage facilities. Guys, 14 million liters in there. Console players, hauling 42 bales on a single trailer is awesome because it's the biggest capacity that we have available right now, or did. What if I told you there was a trailer that'll now hold 88 bales? Yes, it's on console. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today we are going to go over this brand new mod, the Demco Special Transports Trailer. This is by Hispano Modding, released on December 18th, 2023. Console players, this thing holds 88 square bales. Now, you're not going to be able to hold any round bales on this at all. It's not set up or configured at all for that, only your square bales. You're not going to be able to find this under your bale loaders here in your shop. You're going to have to come down here to low loaders and then go across until you see three different ones here by Demco. You've got a 6x4, 8x4, and a 10x4. The 10x4 is the one that you want for the 88 bales. It is absolutely insane, guys. Wheel brand, whatever you'd like there. Wheel setup. The auto load thing is the important here. You want to hit yes on this. Bale capacity. Say you don't want 88 bales and you maybe only want 66 or 44. I don't know why you would only want that many. Just go with 88. Main color here. A lot of different color options you got used to from 82 Studios, and Hispano Modding has also included a few here of their own, but a great palette if you are using the 82 Studios stuff. Now, if you find out that 88 is a little bit too many for you, you could also go with just 72 here on the 8x4, or you can go with 52 here on the 6x4. Now, I know one of the first things you're going to ask me, does this work with the increased capacity mods? We've got an 81,000 liter straw bales here. Let's go and hop in. I'm going to go ahead and turn this into operating position. And no, unfortunately, it does not work with that. So you're only able to use the base game sizes. And it's going to work very similar to a lot of your other auto load bales or trailers that you've already become accustomed to. You just drive up next to it, and you're not going to have to be super close, but I mean, you do have to be a little bit. I mean, you could see right there that I was just a little bit away from it. You don't have to worry about getting too close. Now, one thing about this is you're going to want a really robust semi truck. That way you could pull these things around. There's going to be quite a bit of weight here. I mean, you're talking 88 bales on the biggest trailer that we've got. So make sure you get yourself a really nice big truck. Once you have your bales where you want to put them at, the unload is pretty simple. All you need to do, hold your L1 and hit unload bales. Then you're going to be able to hold your L1 again, go left and right on your right analog stick. That's going to go all the way to the right or all the way to the left. And then if you want to raise them up, maybe you want to stack these things super high. Yeah, like super high, or bring them all the way down to the ground. You absolutely can. Then all you got to do, keep your L1 pressed, hold triangle. They're going to unload right there. Hit reset again, and you can go and get your next load. Console players, a lot of you guys were interested in my previous video taking a look at the Fliegel flatbed, which is a multi-product auto load trailer. What if I told you there was another one available, a little bit easier to use, and it has increased capacities? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Overland trailer by Ridiculous Dominic. Now, this thing was released on May 5th, 2023, and it kind of flew underneath the radar, everybody. We didn't realize exactly what this thing did. Yes, this is a multi-product auto load trailer with increased capacities. Guys, 360,000 liter capacity option on this thing right here. It took me a little bit to locate exactly where it was at here in your shop, but it's under miscellaneous. And then you're going to go across until you see these two options right here, the Overland trailer or the Overland trailer multi-product auto load. You want to go ahead and click on this one right here for $5,300. Guys, your configuration right here, it starts off at 36,000 liter capacity. Go ahead and make that unreal for 360,000 liters. It's an absolutely free upgrade. Get your wheel brand, whatever you want. Wheel setup, design one, design two. I'm kind of digging design number two right here. I like a 5-spoke. Main color, all the colors you like from 82 Squared Studios, and a few special ones from Dominic himself. And then you got your roof, your extras, and your doors that can be colored as well, your rims, and then get your license plate, whatever you want it to say. The first thing you're going to notice about this, when you come up to it, it'll say enter vehicle. Well, you can actually do that, no problem at all. But you want to make sure that in your icons up in the top, you see how it looks a little bit different. You've got your truck with the bed on it. That's because I'm using the MJ right over there. Then you've got these four other icons, and they look really, really unique. Well, this bottom one right here, directly behind your truck, is actually this trailer. All right. So whenever you're here, you can actually open the cover. Pretty simple. And then you can also unfold the vehicle. So if you do both of these, you're going to be able to see that through the whole thing. But this isn't exactly what you need to do to be able to make sure that you can get your auto load products in here. So now that I'm in the main vehicle, what I want to do is go ahead and toggle over to the first item here on the top. All right. So this is actually going to be the first bay or compartment that you're going to be able to auto load it into. What I want to do, go ahead and hold my L1 and press X. That's going to unfold the trailer. You can see that that red light now appears there on the front portion of the trailer. It's going to be actually on both sides. What that's going to let you do now is actually pull up next to your product and go ahead and start auto loading it. Now, it may take a little bit where you've got to kind of play around with it. There you go. So sometimes these pallets are a little bit tricky to get them to auto load, but you just kind of got to get close to them, maybe get at a different angle, and then you're going to be good to go. All right. So like I said, it may take a little bit. We've kind of seen that with some of the other auto loads that you have. It does take just a little bit to be able to actually get it to start. At times you may have to touch it just a little bit, but it's once it's going, it's going to be good to go and you're not going to have any problems. I'm going to go ahead and back up here once I get the last of this one here, and hopefully some other pallets are going to spawn in that are a different product type. I'm going to show you how to do that. Yes. Okay, perfect. So now we have another batch of pallets. This is actually going to be your delights. So this is chocolate. All right. So the first one we had there was butter. The second one is chocolate. If I start to pull forward, you can see that I'm going to be able to fill up the rest of that pallet right there, but then it's not going to take anything else. And I've actually got some cheese back there as well. What I need to do now is go ahead and toggle over to the next icon up here at the top and go ahead and do the same thing. L1, unfold my trailer. And then as I start to pull forward, you can see that now these items are going to fill in here. Well, the interesting thing is some butter actually spawned in there too, and it's going to be able to go at the exact same time. You're not going to have these different areas that you're going to be able to load into. You can absolutely have 3 pallets sitting perfectly next to each other, and they're all going to start auto loading in at the exact same time. There's no special areas once again on this. So if I start to back up here, you can see that this is just going to go ahead and go, but it's not doing anything for my cheese. And the reason is because I don't have a slot selected for my cheese yet. Let's get back here right where the cheese is at. All right. Next thing, toggle to the third icon you see up there at the top. Same thing, L1, unfold the trailer, and then it's going to go ahead and start loading in. You can see the back there, I've got some butter also. So if I go ahead and start backing up, it's going to load it in, and I'm not doing anything different. I'm not toggling between any of these areas at all. I don't have to have them in a special location. It just works the way that you would want an auto load to work. If you've got pallets starting to spawn out, or you got like a smaller trigger area, I mean, this one is massive. If you've got a smaller trigger area that your pallets are just kind of like spawn, 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 there's only 4 or 5 of them. I mean, this, you just leave it setting here and it doesn't matter what it is, where it's at. It's just going to go ahead and start loading it. Now you can see that it's just a little bit in front of the tire is where this thing is going to start picking up the auto load at. So right about the back of the front door is where a pallet can be at. And then a little bit past the rear, you can see that right there, it's still doing it. And you're just a little bit past the rear on that. Now, say you got enough and you don't actually want to auto load anything else into here. All right. I've got about 13,000, 20,000, and 21,000 liters respectively of my different products. Well, what I need to do is go ahead and fold the trailer back up. You can see that whenever I do that, the light back here on the back is actually going to turn off. All right. So if I go to this one now, which is the front compartment, go ahead and fold it. Light turns off. Go ahead and go here. Light turns off. Now, whenever I drive by, nothing is going to happen. Nothing's going to load in because I don't have a spot selected for it to actually auto load in. Now what I'm going to do is come over here. I'm going to show you guys how you're going to be able to unload this. All right. I'm just going to put it right here in the middle of the street. What you want to do is go ahead and be back here on this back compartment. All right. I'm going to go and hold my R1 and I'm going to go ahead and hit triangle to unload. And holy cow. Yes, it unloaded every bit of that. All right. Now what I need to do is go ahead and toggle to my next area. This is area number 2 right here. I'm going to pull forward just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and hit unload. And check that out. It went ahead and unloaded every bit of it. Now, one word of caution. If you still have the back one unfolded with the light on, you toggle to your first one here, sometimes you're going to get a message where it's going to ask you to auto transfer it back to that back compartment. All right. So I'll turn this one on too. I'll unfold it, come back up here. Now I was getting a message earlier where it was actually taking the product and moving it backwards in the trailer. I'm not sure exactly what was happening there, but if it happens, super easy. Toggle to the next one, do the same thing, unload them exactly where you need to. And a really cool feature about this is that as you drive over these sell points, it's not automatically going to start taking your product out of your trailer. So if you accidentally drive over one that you didn't want to sell it at, once you're ready to sell your product, here at your sell point, hold your L1, hit your X, and that's going to unfold the trailer again. So you're going to see the red light come on there up at the top. You can see up in the top left, we are on the icon that is the first compartment that we have here. This is our butter. Super easy. R1, triangle, and it's going to go ahead and start selling your product. Now, you want to go to the next product? Super easy. There you go. You're at the second one, but you've got to unfold it. Ready, sell it? Perfect. Third one, same thing. Go ahead and unfold it, and then boom, there you go. You've just sold all your products without having to sell everything all at once or even it automatically doing it. You have to manually do it, which is very awesome. Well, everybody, that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed the video, learned something, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell. That way you're kept up to date on all my future videos here on the channel. Wherever you're in the world, have a great day, night, evening. Till next time, this is Driver 53 signing off.